Daphne, and today I want to tell you all about my eyebrows because recently I got them redone by my very talented and very beautiful technician who also teaches. Her name is Larisa, and after I got them redone, everyone was complimenting me on the eyebrows, so I decided to make a video and explain what's been going on with the eyebrows and yeah, why they're like that and what I need to do in order for them to always stay pretty. Now, many people, even people close to me, friends, relatives, don't realize that I lost my eyebrows when I was in my teenage years, around 16 or 17, because I over plucked. Yep, I admit, guilty as charged. I plucked my eyebrows to death and they never grew back. So, for a very long time, actually, that was one of the reasons why I really wanted to learn makeup, to draw some nice eyebrows for myself and to cover my acne. Now, in the meantime, I took care of my acne and I got my eyebrows done so I can show my face without wearing so much makeup on the daily. The first time that I got my eyebrows microbladed was in 2013, and that was done by a Russian lady in the Netherlands. It lasted very nicely and it gave a very beautiful shape to my face. But after a year, because my skin is oily, the color faded so much that I had to return, and this time around I did it in Romania at Larisa's place. Well, Larisa is my first ever nail tech, an amazing person, and after she learned everything about nails and she taught other people how to do perfect nails, she then started doing research on how she can help us get even prettier by emphasizing certain features of our face, and that is how she studied eyebrows and their contribution to the overall look. She also does lip permanent, semi-permanent makeup or eye contour. I didn't need all that, but I sure needed the eyebrows, and the first time that I got it done, it was also a microblading. As you know, my hair is sometimes a bit lighter than this, sometimes a bit darker, but I don't do extremes. I don't change to red or to violet or to any other platinum blonde color. So luckily I didn't have to reduce the color of my eyebrows. They were always kind of the same color. What I can tell you, after so many years of having a permanent, semi-permanent makeup done to my eyebrows, my skin is oily. Therefore, every year I need to renew the color. This time around, I spent 1 year and 4 months between applications, so to speak, and towards the end it was really visible. What you are seeing right now is the eyebrows that Larisa designed for me, redesigned for me, covered with ABH dip brow pomade because I am wearing a full face of makeup. When I do not wear makeup, you just see the eyebrows that give my face a shape and define it and arch it. And I don't know about you, but when I used to do my eyebrows by myself, it used to take 20 minutes and I would never get such a beautiful and symmetrical result. I remember that I had some stencils that I used, some plastic that you put over the eyebrow and then you powder it with a dark powder or whatever your color is, of course. To me, they always ended up wonky. They made me look very funny. I could never get the hang of doing that perfectly. I did try using a pencil, that also wasn't my style. I tried using dip brow pomade straight on my eyebrow. No, no, no. There is such a difference and a relief for me knowing that at any given time of the day I can just put on some lip gloss and be done with it because my face looks put together. And if I want a little oomph, of course I can add more brow pomade or I can leave it more discreet. Another thing, because my skin is oily and because I suffered from acne for so long, I prefer a deeper coverage foundation, higher coverage foundation. Therefore, whenever I apply the foundation, I try very hard to avoid the eyebrow area, otherwise it can really cover the color. And I apply to the concealer brush and then I dab it in a bit. So I no longer dab over the eyebrows because that really deteriorates the look and you don't want to do that. Another thing, in my case, because I had it done perhaps 6 or 7 times since 2013, because it happened that I had the eyebrow microbladed twice in a year. I can tell you the following: microblading, which means stroke by stroke, ends up not being so fabulous on my skin type because it just diffuses the colored feathers, and all in all you don't even see it as intensely anymore. So uh, what she did for the last 3 times, the past 3 years, it's called the powdering technique. Basically the color is more intense in this area and less intense here, but it is not with tiny little drawn hairs because I'm beyond that point. Someone who has some eyebrow hair left but they always want to look like they're wearing lip brow pomade could of course get this microblading technique, which looks extremely natural and beautiful and full and bushy. But like I said, I actually don't have hair. I never pluck my eyebrows. So I plucked them then when I was 16 and I haven't since, and still they don't grow back. I don't pluck here, I don't pluck here, and to my great shock, this time around when she did my eyebrow, she didn't even have to pluck these 3 hairs that I used to have. So it's getting worse, which means for me, I'm happy that I got the procedure done when I did, um, because I look like a human being and not like a browless alien. In my case, it really defines the face and it brings balance. Very important things to know if you're applying acids, because maybe since you're on my channel, you enjoy skincare as much as I do. Acids will remove the pigment. On top of the oily skin, acids will remove the pigment. Therefore, anything you get done to your face, BHA, AHA peelings, you need to avoid this area the same as you avoid the under eye area. Otherwise, the result is for nothing. How the procedure happens: I went in for a consultation and she used a marker to draw the shape after asking me what my expectations were. The very funny thing is that I always find her so inspiring that I looked at her and I said, I expect to get eyebrows like yours but darker than yours. So that is what I got. And then she started drawing with that pen and she showed me, she asked me, do you want it more arched, do you want it thicker, thinner, look, this is the fashion this year. And I feel always that I'm in such good hands because she's been taking care of my style for so many years that there's this connection formed and I do trust her. It is so important to trust the person that does something semi-permanent to your face, because otherwise you're gonna end up looking like me. Is not a good look. I don't know if you enjoy it. It's not a good look. The eyebrows should never be black and they should never be done with tattoo ink and they should just not look like that. After she did the drawing, then she applied a local anesthetic cream which allows for the procedure to go on with minimum pain. Of course, the pain threshold differs from one person to another. I am blessed to tolerate quite a bit of pain, so for me the experience is basically as painful as plucking my own eyebrows. We even did an Instagram live when that happened. Imagine how comfortable I felt. And then she will spend almost 2 hours using the tool, which is basically like a pen. It's very similar to a tattoo pen, but again, it is not a tattoo. It is a semi-permanent procedure, unlike a tattoo, which is a permanent procedure. Don't go to a tattoo artist for your eyebrows. No, 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 And she added a bit. Sometimes I would have to stand up and look at her, and she would ask me to frown, to be surprised, to look down, to look up, so that she can balance the whole harmony of the face. Redesigning the eyebrows is like mm, painting. You need to know very well what the proportions of the face are and what looks good with what in this context. The procedure is very much fun. I really enjoyed it, and yes, after 2 hours I was good to go. She recommended that I apply a cream that is basically a Vaseline with added vitamins A and E, which helps regenerate the skin and heal the skin properly. After getting this procedure done, you're not supposed to be in the sunshine or in the tan booth or in the sauna or do anything that heats up your skin for, I would say, a week. They say less, but I would say a week. And you're supposed to wipe the eyebrows every 2 hours with some makeup removing discs dipped in water, and then reapply the cream, because then it is like a wound. Of course, it's been touched many times with a small needle, and it needs to take the time to heal. After 24 hours, a crust begins to form all over the area, and the eyebrows are super dark. Don't worry, that's not the permanent color. And after a few days, like 3 or 4 days, the crust begins to fall off and you look all wonky and funny. And yeah, I just don't go out during that time. I don't want to be seen in public. And then you are left with a much reduced color that yields a bit gray. But after another week, then you have the real color of the eyebrow, which is, in my case, this sort of a coffee brown, like my hair. I think the color was called dark coffee. I'm going to insert a photo of myself without any makeup on so you can see what I'm talking about, or even a little video footage. I'm supposed to go for a touch-up a month after this was done. That is a separate price. Not everybody needs a touch-up. I always need it because of my oily skin. And the process repeats for another time, but of course this time it doesn't take 2 hours because everything is already drawn on and the shape is already corrected. It's not something that is mandatory. None of the beauty procedures are mandatory. If you feel beautiful how you are in your own skin, that is perfect, and I applaud you and I respect you and I encourage you for that. However, I do feel that in my case the procedure does change the way I look for the better, and it gives my face personality in a way that doesn't look wonky or strange or weird, and I am going to keep getting it done until I don't know when. That's what I was talking with Larisa last time I went there. I said, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be seeing you in the next 30 years. I just don't know what we're gonna be doing to my face or to my look overall. It's always very good and very important to have a specialist that knows what they're doing, that you can trust like this, and who helps you make good decisions for yourself in order to feel better, to look better, and to have a greater quality of life. Now, tell me, do you have eyebrows? Do you have too much? Do you have not enough? Are you thinking of getting a similar procedure done? And do you have an idea what it costs where you're at? I'd love to know everything. Please write it down in the comment section below. As always, thank you very much for hanging out. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I will be seeing you again soon. Bye.